You're listening to the Holistic Spaces podcast brought to you by Mindful Design Feng Shui School, episode 124, all about space clearing. Welcome to episode 124 of the Holistic Spaces podcast, where we hope to inspire, educate, and empower you to create your own holistic spaces that nurture and resonate with you. Anjie Cho and Laura Morris are the founders of the Mindful Design Feng Shui School. Together, they have over 3 decades of experience designing harmonious living spaces. Laura and Anjie have guided thousands of people to shift their energy and revitalize their lives. Mindful Design School offers feng shui courses and certifications. Check us out at mindfuldesignschool.com. So this week we're going to talk all about space clearing. And before we get into that, could you want to share a little bit about practical feng shui?
Yep. So June and July, we have one each month. And they're up on our site. So if you go to our website, you'll find a link. There'll be a link in the show notes as well. So what we do every month, we do a workshop where where 9 people participate, and each participant we do a feng shui reading, basically. So we look at their floor plan, which is their main floor generally, and one floor plan, and Anjie and I split everyone up, and we go back and forth, and we tell them what we're seeing from a feng shui standpoint. And then often they have a question, and sometimes they don't have a question. And so each person is given the opportunity to sort of get their time with us, and everyone else gets to see everyone else's and gets to hear the answers for their questions. So it's pretty cool. It's only an hour. It's a really nice way to sort of dip your toe into the practice of feng shui, to get to know us. If you want to talk to us a little bit more and see us work, maybe. Again, it's top line stuff, but it's fun, and everyone seems to really enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
Cool. And then Laura really wanted to talk about space clearing.
That's right.
Today.
I really wanted to talk about it. No, I thought it's popular, right? And it's something that we teach in our program. And we teach, when we do space, we teach Black Sect Feng Shui, ways to clear spaces, blessings and space clearings. And so in the traditional BTB method, but we also like to use our own, there's so many ways to clear spaces. Anjie has, she practices, other modalities, and we've come from other modalities, plus there's ways that you can use that are very within the feng shui practice, using items that we use in BTB in a way that's really accessible. So I thought what we could talk about today would be we are each going to share our favorite ways to clear the space that are simple and easy, so that you don't necessarily need to do it with a practitioner. Now, having said that, there are some spaces that need some serious clearing sometimes, right? Or you just feel like you want someone else to do it because it's too personal, and and it's good to actually have someone else do your feng shui and that kind of stuff as well. Then absolutely work with a consultant or practitioner. Our grads, on our website, they've all been trained in these different methods. So I would say that as a disclaimer. But beyond that, if you're just having fun and want to play around with space clearing, I thought we could each share our own favorites. So Anjie, I'm going to ask you first to share, what is your favorite space clearing method? That is simple, like a simple one.
Okay. Well, I have a few, but one of the easiest ones and that I love to use, that's very feng shui, because space clearing is a really important practice in feng shui, and it helps to clear any stuck or stagnant energy. So one of my favorites to use, especially during a time of transition, like moving into a new apartment or during transitions of seasons, is to clear the space with oranges. So in feng shui, oranges have a lot of yang energy, and yang energy is like this energy of the sun. It's like the brightness of sunlight. And I think all of us can visualize, just like if you close your eyes for a second and imagine someone, or imagine that you're peeling an orange, and you could smell that brightness. It's cheerful, it's happy. And the color orange is also a protective and uplifting color. And the smell and scent of oranges can also instantly uplift any space. So you could even do this by visualizing an orange, but really having a real orange and peeling it in a space. That is one of my favorite, super easy space clearing techniques. And it also clears your own personal energy. So if you're feeling depleted or down, you can find an orange and just peel it, and then squeeze the peel and smell it and uplift, and it'll uplift you. So it's a really great one. And if you want to make it really easy for yourself, you can also, like I sell this on the Holistic Spaces store, is you can have a mist that you create with orange essential oil. So you get organic orange essential oil and use some water, and you can mist that in the space. But really the best is to get a fresh orange.
And would you say you could also do Epsom salt bath with orange peels too? Like as a
Yeah,
clearing?
definitely. Well, that was something our teachers taught us, right? Like after, if we felt depleted after student, or sorry, working with the, to take a bath with orange peel. So I have to take baths with calendula and orange peels, like, or sliced oranges and orange. But you have to be careful with the orange essential oil, because it can burn your body.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't really put the essential
But
oil
orange
in
peels,
the bath.
orange peels will be okay.
Orange peels or sliced oranges.
Yeah.
In the in the bath with Epsom salt or sea salt. Any kind of salt, a lot of salt it's just so relaxing. If anyone listened to our podcast with Deborah Hannenkamp of also known as Mama Medicine, she's all about creating these ritual baths, and I love it. So definitely misting around you, or misting your space, or peeling an orange, or even when you travel. I always travel with some essential oil mist with orange to freshen up any like hotel room or any place I'm staying.
Okay, that's good. So that's an easy, simple one. And so mine would be, I really like to use sound. So Angie's is scent. There's actually, when you think about different different adjustments and methods of adjusting a space or a home, there's different sort of rough categories. And so, scent does something really specific too. And in order to clear, stuck, stagnant, old, lingering chi. And then other ones that another sort of category is sound. And in that, my go-to one that's easy to do, and I think is quite powerful, and I've had really great success with it, is using bells and ringing and using. I use either tingsha bells or a Tibetan bell in a space, and the idea is that when you're doing it, you really want to do it slowly, do it deliberately, make sure the ring is clear and crisp, that you're hitting it the right way, or that you're ringing it the right way, like that it's a real, that metal that you've had. So you obviously, you're using the chi of metal as well. So it's this clarifying, communicating, putting your voice out there as well. And there's a lot of layers to it. But if you ring a bell, and let's just go with a tingsha bell, because that's probably easy for people to, some people have it. You could stand in the center of each room and ring that bell 9 times. And each time you ring it, you wait until until the last vibration is done. Like don't cut the vibrations off. And you should be able, and while you're doing it, you're going to visualize those vibrations are moving through you, moving through the walls, moving through the whole space. And each time they move through, they're transforming the chi, they're shifting the chi. And focusing on the center of each room is actually another sort of, it's another adjustment in itself, because the center is the Tai Chi. It ties into everything. It's about how we kind of harmonize, how we feel unified, grounded together. If we're sort of feeling like we're at our wits' end and scattered, centers are really a great place to focus on. So that is my go-to, is the bells, letting them ring 9 times in each room. Worse, and if you don't want to go to each room, then just do this overall center of the home.
Yeah, I practice Kundalini yoga. However, I haven't practiced recently because I've been so busy and with the pandemic and everything. But gong baths are a big thing, and they would talk about how when you are participating in this gong bath, the vibrations of the gong, the way that I think of it is I visualize, just like you said, like these vibrations move through you, your body, the walls, the air, and then it kind of creates this, it vibrates it. And then when it comes back together, it's more organized and more harmonized. It naturally falls back into a more harmonious state rather than a disorganized state. So if anyone's familiar with, oh shoot, what was the name of that Japanese scientist that took all the photographs of water? Do you remember?
No.
Shoot, I'm gonna look.
Okay, you keep talking. I'll Google it.
Oh, okay. The water. It's the water. He took photographs of patterns in water. Masuro Emoto. So, Emoto, he wrote a book called The Hidden Messages in Water. And when there's disharmony, water takes on these incoherent patterns. And when there's beauty and love and positive energy, the water crystallizes in these very symmetrical patterns. So I think similarly, when we use sound, and it could be bells, which embody the metal element, like, because that can be very cutting, like that sound of a bell cuts through like any kind of discursion. Like I remember we'd be in Feng Shui class and Rosalie would ring her bell because it would cut through all the noise in the room and get everyone's attention. That's the power of metal. But there's other like ways to use sound vibrations, like walking around your home singing. That's more of a heart fire activation. And or actually just singing and chanting, like those. And also working with bells. These are all different ways of using that vibration and to reorganize the energy of a space. So yeah, I love that one too. I also want to give a little bit more on I want to give one more before we end.
All right.
But it's a little bit of a play on the oranges. So there's, you could bring in 9 fresh oranges into your home. And that's also a way of actually space clearing by having the oranges. The 9 is one of the most auspicious numbers in BTB Feng Shui. So having 9 fresh oranges in your living room, super easy, but it automatically like brightens the space and brings in more clarity, more vision, more luminosity, and it's super easy to do. But it's not that easy too, because you have to go buy the fresh oranges. You have to make sure that they're not going bad, and there's a lot of
you have to eat them.
You have to eat them or make juice from them or whatever. But it's easy, but it's not easy, right? But it requires a certain level of effort.
Good. Well, those are good. So I think, and those are, I think, accessible for people, and they're fun and they feel nice and they smell nice. So that's what we wanted to leave you with. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So this was a great topic, Laura. Oh, wait, there's one more too. One easy one is just opening all your windows and doors to your home.
Actually, yeah. And that's good to do after you do the orange peel. Actually, after you do either of them.
We didn't talk about the orange.
Yeah, but like after you use the orange smell, because you're using it right in your space, because you said at the beginning when you're peeling the oranges, after you do that, or any kind of space clearing at all, it's really nice to be able to open the windows at the end and visualize that chi is leaving, that, the stagnant chi is, chi transforms, but it's a nice visualization anyway, just to have sort of a shift happening in the space. So yes, that's a good thing too.
Yes, and also bringing in nature and bringing in fresh air, freshness. So opening up all the windows and doors and letting the fresh air flow. And I think, some of this is sort of common sense, right? Don't we do this naturally during spring cleaning?
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as it warms up, I open all the windows.
Yep.
Yeah. So thank you so much. And I think I know I have a few blog posts on this. We'll put it on the blog. We'll put it in the newsletter. So if you're on our newsletter, you can click through, and then we'll also put something in the show notes. So do we have one on the Mindful Design blog too, Laura?
Yeah, we have a few. So
Yeah.
Maria,
So we'll put some links.
we'll have that all on there. Yeah, we'll get that all sorted out.
Maria's our invisible partner.
Maria's
we need to have Maria on.
We need, so that Maria's our I don't know, our like
She's
backbone. She's like get stuff done.
Well,
for
so
us.
because I'm the dragon, Laura's the rat, and she completes us as the monkey in our triad.
Yeah.
And she's our team. She's part of our team. So anyways, thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Holistic Spaces podcast. You can tune in every Monday for a new podcast episode. If you like our podcast and this episode, please share it with others. Subscribe, even better, leave a review. And if you would like to explore the world of holistic spaces and feng shui on an even deeper level, you could visit our website, online store, and blog for more information about feng shui and holistic living. So go to mindfuldesignschool.com and be sure to sign up for our newsletter so you can keep in touch with us. You can hear about all of our new offerings, learn about all the podcast episodes, find all the our new blogs, and also get access to submitting a question for Ask Anjie and Laura for next month. And you can always support the podcast by checking out our certification and mini courses like Practical Feng Shui at mindfuldesignschool.com. Thank you so much, and we will see you next week.